run through some names that I recognize. Oh, Rust from where? Nice, good to see you. We got.
I'll start recording right now.
Yeah, I'm just running through some names.
We're waiting for Sam to hop into the stage.
Nice. Toonie Yards, great to see you. Put it right from the start. Love it. We got Warlock, nice. Toronto, we got TJ Moon, Tombo, I see that. Who else I recognize? Big Dog, yes, I'm a Big Dog. Mr. Meta, yes, shout out.
We're having a few technical difficulties. Stall for some time.
Sure. Who else I recognize? I forgot to cam. Stun. I see Stun. I see Nop. I see El Fuego. I see B4. I see B-Max. I see Jinx. I see Fatterhead. I love the name. D-Notes. Cactus. Scooter. Got Diamond H. There's a lot of names I recognize. We got Poss. Yeah. We got Lola. Lola's a very bullish supporter. Nice to see Sim. I want to shout out Sim right now. T5, Scalper. Great to see you guys.
Sim from Sphere?
Sim from Sphere. I wonder what he would be doing here. Good to see you, Sim. Who else I recognize? Sorry, but we're just waiting for a few more minutes to get started. But the team's technical difficulties.
People always start running late.
Is it the recording?
Sorry?
Is it the recording?
No, we're recording. We're fine. I'm just giving everybody a chance to hop in.
I see.
It is being recorded, but the live event is a lot more meaningful. Okay, I guess we'll get started. We can't wait forever. So welcome everybody to Highpoint's first AMA. Building this from the ground up, I did not expect to grow this fast prior to launch, and it's beautiful. And so I'm really happy a lot of you decided to show up. I see a lot of familiar faces, and we've wanted to host this to answer a lot of questions we've been getting and introduce ourselves. So I go by Axis on here, but my name's Joey. I'm the founder of this project. I do project management. I plan things, I monitor, I supervise. I'm the guy at the top, I'm the king. I'm really into passive income, and I've been rugged a few times, so it was about time that I started my own project to correct the mistakes I've seen other people do. Dean, you want to give your introduction?
Hi, I'm Dean. I go by Dean on here, but my name's actually Silas. I'm a part founder alongside Axis. As well, I manage public relations and the Discord staff. I've started investing in the DeFi space approximately a year ago. I started with NFTs, fell in love with the space, and branched from there. So you could say I've seen my fair share of successful and unsuccessful projects alongside Rugs. I know Axis Joey in real life, and the idea of Highpoint came through conversation with him. So that's me.
My next?
That's you, yep.
All right. My name is Sam. I go by All About the DAO, aka All About the HPT. I'll just go through my little spiel here. I'm a seasoned IT professional with almost 30 years of experience in all things IT, ranging from enterprise networking, information technology, architecture, enterprise retail, hardware, and logistics. I've been in crypto since about 2008 when Bitcoin started up, made my share of mistakes, and made some good and bad decisions, made more good decisions with ETH and BTC. More recently, I was part of the Rise and Fall, the popular OG DAOs that hit the market, like Wonderland, Clima, Jade, Midas, Honey, Ragnarok, Tomb, the list goes on. So we created Highpoint out of necessity. The community is being bombarded with rugs and failed projects, and we thought it would be great to have a safe, cozy place where everybody could come and invest their money and make a nice return. So I've been with this project from the beginning. I'm one of the founders, and my roles are leadership and guidance, strategic planning, general consulting, jack of all trades. I'm the old man in the corner. That's about it.
Hey, so I'm Kevin. You guys already know me. I'm your community and marketing manager for Highpoint. I've not going to go too much, but I am doxed in our server in the announcements channel, so you can have a look at me and you can pair a face to a voice if that makes you guys feel more comfortable. If you guys really want, at the end of the AMA, I'll turn on my camera just to confirm that I am who I am a third time. But essentially, what my job was to grow the Twitter, grow social medias, Telegram, YouTube presence, and the server to what it is today. Right? And I'm not going to expand too much on me just because there are other members that I want to have this chance to spotlight. But please ask us on our marketing plans as there's still work to be done. Picard, you want to go ahead?
Yep. Thanks, Kevin. So, hey, everyone. My name is Pic Jedi, and I'm also one of the community and marketing managers for Highpoint. I've been investing for myself for about 4 years now and been in the crypto space for 2 years. In my day job, I work for a publicly traded blockchain company as an operations and marketing coordinator, so I bring much of that experience to Highpoint. I'm involved in and around different areas of DeFi, rebase protocols like Highpoint, and also the NFT space as well. Shout out to the Habibis. I was onboarded onto Highpoint's team more recently, but have actually been a supporter of this project ever since the beginning. For those of you who like your roles, if you check my roles, I've got the noble role, and I bet none of you have that.
All right, I think I'm next. I'm Gyro. My actual name is Chris. I'm one of the staff in public relations, and most of you know me as one of the guys you tag for whitelist. I've been around crypto for about a year now, trading, and I started to work in the DeFi space with Highpoint. I initially got into the program through Axis or Joey. He's a personal friend of mine, and welcomed me onto the staff team very early in the project. I'm a huge gamer who loves crypto, and I hope to help Highpoint grow as much as possible.
Alright, so hi, my name is Oryx. I go by Oryx on Discord as well. So I personally manage any relations with the public that ranges from games, tickets, chat, fight, etc. I've personally been in the crypto space for a year, and I started in the NFT community. I would say I have a lot of knowledge from the NFT space, and I have seen the ups and downs, and I've seen projects crash and end horribly right before launch. So I'd say I have my fair share of knowledge. Regarding NFTs, I have been a citizen, part of the Neo Tokyo community since the start of the project, and plan on staying in the NFT space for a long time. I also wanted to expand more of my knowledge towards also cryptocurrency and the DeFi, this space compared to the NFT space. I plan on in the future bring a unique game into the crypto space, a PSX style game like Tekken or World of Warcraft MMO. This is something that I'm still deciding, and this is something that I will not fully share because I want to make sure that everything is fully planned through. Now, regarding my connection with Highpoint, Axis, as you know who's Joey, is actually a friend of mine and reached out to me if I wanted to help and assist him with Highpoint due to my knowledge in the crypto space.
Good evening, morning, or afternoon. I hope that everyone is having a good time and is hyped and excited for Highpoint. You guys can call me Dayon. I also go by Nick. Unlike Gyro, I was one of the guys who would mostly answer your questions or your tickets regarding whitelist. I've been in the crypto space for around a year now, and I have plans on working closely with Ulrich to develop Highpoint and other properties into a bigger ecosystem. That's all for me.
Hi, I'm Landboy, otherwise known as Andre. I'm part of the public relations team. I'm looking forward to Highpoint's launch. I helped with developing the website in the early days, and I made our version 1 website. I like hosting our poker games, and excited to see this community grow.
Okay, Zodiac?
John, we can't hear you. We'll give him a minute.
Yeah, we'll give him a minute.
Yeah, give him a minute.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
I was able to hear John okay, which is weird.
Wait, you were able to hear him?
Yeah, I could hear him. Yeah.
Can you guys hear Exodius because of it right now?
Yeah, the chat can. So.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Yes.
Go for it. Go for it. Work with it.
John, we can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, John, whenever you finish, can you type in chat and let us know?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
I've just rejoined the AMA. I'm able to hear him now.
No, I can hear you now. We're good.
We got you.
It's done. It's done.
Okay, so that was our team. What we're going to do now is we're going to be pulling people who want to speak and ask their question with their voice onto the stage. You can ask your question. We'll all give you the best answer we can make up. And then we'll go through the written questions in the chat.
I just want to say, so team members will jump in. So if you have a question, please direct it to a certain person. But the team will jump in at any chance to answer a question. So it'll sound like we're stepping on each other's toes because we are.
We are, but there's some people who are better versed in different parts of the project. So whoever's the best answer for that question is going to give it. So we're going to start with Mr. Lamp himself. I'm going to bring you up to the stage.
Oh, Lamp.
Hello,
My
Lamp.
big favorites. What is this?
Good to see you. You've been here for so long. What's up, man?
So are we gonna bring it back down and bring someone else up? Can't start with favorites.
For this guy.
See, in this space, I've spent a lot of time messing around and probably making some very poor decisions. Mr. All About has probably been there for a couple of those. So, in lieu of that, why should I be putting my money towards you guys and not like the millions of other rebase projects that are popping up every other couple of weeks? I'm sure that's a main question for most people.
Are you directing that to somebody specifically, Lamp? Or
I'd say, I guess we can just maybe put that towards Axis and you, or anyone else who wants to do that. But mainly
Okay,
Axis, I
well,
guess.
for starters, we never said you shouldn't put your money into other projects. There's other projects that will have different factors in assessing risk, and we'd like to think that we are a very low risk rebase token. So you should diversify your portfolio and have some higher risk and some higher reward, and some lower risk, lower reward. Our entire project is built around having a long runway and expanding into an ecosystem. So I would say that we're different, and we're not better or worse. It's kind of about portfolio diversification.
So you're like a middle of the road type deal, like not those like crazy rebases that everyone else offers, but you're
Can I jump in?
Listen, 1 second. Don't get me wrong. 40,000 is insane in real world terms, but in the crypto space, we know that 40,000 is generally low. So we chose something generally lower to be able to stay 3 moves behind bigger projects that use the same rebasing system. And if when we see them have problems, we'll have time to plan for it.
Nice.
Kev, you wanted to add?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that the team thrives on is the community and the honesty portion. So we've seen many protocols, and I'm not going to dish on anyone specifically, but let's just take Titano, for example. Why are they succeeding so well? Because they have a great community. When their Titano play got hacked, what did people call it? People called it a discount. When Titano play got hit from 17 cents all the way down to 4 cents, people called it a discount rather than a hack. And I believe that's what we really excel at here. We've been focusing on honesty, transparency, and those are the values of the team. They actually are Axis. I remember talking to Joey right off the start, and he said, if you can't be honest, you can't be transparent, you can't be on the team. And that's what each of the members of the team stands for. So I believe that we really excel in community engagement and honesty. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, I mean, chasing for APR rates is kind of a losing battle at this point if you're not going for those with a strong community and people that are willing to stay through all the hard times and not just leave the moment something goes wrong. I mean, that makes or breaks most of these protocols.
Yeah, yeah, I know. You've been here since the start. I'm sure Joey remembers your name, Sam remembers your name, Silas remembers your name. Picard, we definitely remember your name. So, we're glad that you stay within our community. We're glad that you're bringing others into it as well. So, great question, man.
Doing my damnedest.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it for me.
Alright, moving you back.
Thanks, Lab.
Alright, Kev, feel free to pick the next one.
Oh, I get to pick?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I want Scooter. I like Scooter.
Welcome, Scooter.
Hey, Scooter. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, by the way.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
You just want to swap someone else up.
Yeah, so
we'll move you back and we'll try you again in a few minutes.
So I actually want to bring up someone. If you guys, I'm do a brief introduction for him, but he is the coder behind. He's also the head dev from Sphere. If you don't know, they had their public launch today. It did extremely well. Please say hello to Sam, you're muted, but welcome.
No, I just wanted first of all to give a shout out. You guys have been doing the introduction really, really great. My question is, and I think a lot of people are gonna ask them as well, since you guys introduced yourselves, right? I want you guys to tell me or tell the community how you guys have met each other and how you guys complement each other in a team, because you are a big squad, and I think, you know, how are you guys getting?
We complement each other well.
Yeah,
I tell them
Why
they're
do you
beautiful every day.
yeah, but
Yeah, Joe's a pretty handsome guy.
yeah,
That's for synergy work.
it's crazy.
I think it's fair to say a lot of us are friends, right? We're all friends that, you know, we know each other through different means, whether it be, you know, different projects or school, et cetera, and so on. So, I mean, that's my answer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Sam, do you mind like specifying your question a little bit? Like,
yeah, like, I mean, like, for example, you have Ulrich, Adion, Exodius, Pete Jetty. Sorry if I pronounce the name wrong. Like, can you guys, you know, say well, you know, if someone has a question, who to ask, especially, for example, if I have a question about tokenomics, am I supposed to go to Axis or who, because you guys, you know, said it in a very broad manner, and I want to know, like, who is behind what in the team.
Right, so our jobs, okay, I guess we'll start from top to bottom, just specifically our roles within the project. Joe, you want to first?
Right, so, you know, this whole thing was my idea. I'm kind of project lead. I give them general things that have to get done. I'm kind of organizing everything, and then they work on the little things. So I'll say, you know, hey, find a new game to host for game night. Then, you know, community building and all that, I would give that to Dean. Dean would give it to his team, which is Exodius, Adion, all about the HPT, Lamboy, Ulrich, Gyro. They handle the community. So we branched everyone off into different departments, kind of in a proper corporate style. We've got the people who run Telegram, with Fishface. He's not here right now, but he's our Telegram head. We've got Kevu running marketing department. We've got Dean running public relations, community building, all that. Awesome. And one more question. Are you guys doxed internally? Because you have the multi-sig. Are the multi-sig holders doxed to each other? So when you say doxed internally, do you mean everybody like, I mean, like, on the team? The members that can damage the protocol, right? Right. Technically, do they know each other's identity, and do you plan on having someone on the multi-sig or two people or so on the multi-sig that know your identity and or, you know, are reputable in the space to ensure that you guys are a safe project to invest into? Sure. So,
okay, yeah. So in terms of safety, I'm fully doxed. I don't mind turning on my camera right now just to prove who I am. That was one of my promises that I did way back at the start, say 1,000 members, and now they're at 12,500. I've kept my promise of staying doxed. I've kept my promise with the KYC from the City and Council for Sam. I think that we're extremely safe, but again, I can't determine what's safe and what's not. You know, we did the audit, we did the multi-sig. I'm one of the holders. We did the public docs, and we did the KYC. So we hit 4 big pillars that people are usually concerned about. But if the community wants, I have spoken to Jory about this. He is considering the public docs, but I'm not going to speak for him. Jory, do you want to comment?
Right, so I am considering a public docs in the coming weeks. Maybe right after official launch, see how I'm feeling. But to specifically answer your question, yes, everybody on the multi-sig knows each other's identity, and nobody's going to be able to fuck off with the money if that's what you're asking. That's good. And we're trying to get someone from the the Obsidian Council to be our 5th member of the multi-sig. And the last question is, did you wash your hands?
I didn't.
Never. Why would you wash diamond hands? I'm a fool.
Washing hands.
Who washes? It's disgusting.
Okay. Yeah, so again, I do want to shout out.
I'm
Awesome, Sam. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
If you guys don't know, he is the head dev for Sphere Finance on Polygon. Please go check them out. They had an extremely successful launch. Go give them. Go give them.
Was it 1 million in 1 minute?
Yeah, I think it was. No, what was it? 1 million in like 40 seconds. What was it, sir?
1 million in 80 seconds.
80 seconds.
Beautiful. I don't want to shell about Sphere. It's your position, guys. Well,
right?
Yeah, everybody go check it out when you got some time. Cheers, man. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye. I love you.
Thank you, Sam.
Have a good one.
Hi, Sam.
Bye, baby. All right, that was Sim. We'll give Scooter another try.
Yeah.
All right. Scooter, feel free to hop on
Can
the
I take
stage.
the next one after Scooter?
Sure.
Am I coming through?
Yep, you're good.
Hey, Scooter, what's
There
up?
we go. Yeah, I had some issues there, technical difficulties. My biggest concern, all about there, he mentioned it. I've been burned pretty hard in the Dow apocalypse here. I invested some pretty heavy cash back in November and December. I was an unfortunate victim to the whole Wonderland time bullshit that went on there. Pardon my language there. And my biggest concern with projects like this, Access, you mentioned about diversifying your account. You know, I'm part of some of these other kind of forks here, you know, Titano being one of them, is longevity. That's one thing that as an investor really, really scares the crap out of me, is we all buy in, we all have these tokens, we all collect this awesome APY, and, you know, 7 months from now, 8 months from now, 12 months from now, all of a sudden we have however many hundreds of members or thousands of members that have accumulated quite a bit of cash. You know, what I guess, me being kind of new to the space too, what is the issues that could potentially arise, or that you guys foresee that maybe you guys have already thought about in the future, of people just dumping all of their tokens and getting all of this cash? You saw it as an example actually in Titano, where there was a whale who dumped a shit ton of tokens in there, and he got removed from their platform, but he drove that price down pretty hard. So I guess, you know, longevity is the biggest thing. Do we see this thing lasting more than a year, more than 2, or, you know, 5+? Is this a very kind of long-term type rebase and passive income protocol? And I guess that question would be more towards Axis.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a lot to break down, but to simplify it, we are absolutely, like, completely built around longevity. We want to give investors an opportunity to put their money somewhere, sit down, watch the chart, take some healthy profit when you want to go get some, you know, a burger at McDonald's, you know, that kind of thing. We want to be able to give confidence to our investors to feel safe with their money in our system. So we plan on not sitting on this rebase token. First of all, we plan on we have a huge roadmap that we haven't really made public yet. We've hinted a few things, I'm pretty sure, but we haven't really made this roadmap public. But we plan on building an entire ecosystem built around this first Highpoint project. And regarding APY, like I said, 40,000 is crazy in real world terms, and eventually we're going to have to upgrade to a new smart contract with a lower return rate. But yes, Highpoint will be around, and your money will be safe. Well, we're going to try to make your money safe. We're going to do everything in our power to keep your money safe from dropping.
Can I expand? I want to expand on that too. So Scooter, on top of that, on top of the fact that, you know, maybe we'll have to do a V2 contract or a V3 contract or something to that effect, right? And you guys can discipline me if I speak out of turn or if I disclose something I shouldn't. But we're not sticking just with this, right? We're planning to build a whole ecosystem around the Highpoint token, so that there's other streams of income that can feed the beast, right? Like, I mean, I get what you're saying, because, you know, my Titano is going to be worth $4 billion in 2 years, right? I want to see them pay me $4 billion.
Hell yeah.
So the thing is, you know, there's going to have to be mechanisms put in place to control the outflow of cash. As you know, it's just it's a fact of life, right? Can't get blood from a stone. But the difference with us is we have a lower APY. It's more realistic. Not only that, we're planning to build the ecosystem around the token so that there's other streams. So I hope that sort of puts your mind at ease and answers your question.
Yeah, I mean, these things that you can't really predict long term, and I get that. You know, for the short term, it's, you know, short term benefits hopefully can compensate for any long term gains there too. But no, that's good to hear. It's good to hear there's a plan. It's good to hear that it's not just we're here to rebase and that's it. It's not have a really great ecosystem.
No, we got
to hear. And yeah, well, that's what I mean. Me personally, that's what I look forward to, and that's what I look for in these types of projects and with this type of community is, you know, we're not just here to give you one product. You guys are here to give us, you know, 1 right now and then 10 by the end of the year, or 20 by, you know, years from now. Like it's a multifaceted community and program.
Yeah, I wish I could share I wish I could share Axis's vision with you right now. Well,
we're allowed to share the roadmap?
I mean, we can share the general idea of the coming projects, but let's not get too.
Right, okay, so.
Well, if Ulrich wants to, he's already brushed on the NFT game we have coming up. It is his own personal project, and if he wants to go into that, I'll let him in a second. But it is going to incorporate the Highpoint token and include a utility for our projects and our ecosystem.
Don't feel
Ulrich,
pressure
want to
to
expand
share
on that?
information you guys don't
Yeah.
want to. Don't worry.
So I won't mention too much about it, but as I said previously, it is a PSX style game like Tekken or World of Warcraft that is still in the plans. So in some way, we will bridge HPT. So let's say if you were to win a game, you would be able to get a certain amount back, and that's how we would bridge the NFT game with HPT. Now, I won't go into the details. I'll just leave it at this, and that's about as much as I'll say about the project.
Sure. Then you guys know about Poseidon Black? I'll let Kev expand
yes.
a little bit.
So POS Block, the founder of that one, is actually a close friend of mine, where it's a tune fork that's pegged to the token. And in essence, what that does is it allows you to profit in two ways. So I'm not going to explain too much for those who aren't experienced, but it's an algorithmic stablecoin. What happens is there's a token that's pegged to another token. In this case, it would be the Highpoint token. In the situation that it goes below peg, what happens? You would have to buy the token itself on the platform in order to start earning. Because it's pegged 1-to-1 to the price of HPT, you can do two different things. You can either go buy HPT to raise your own value in the tune fork itself, or you can continue buying shares, which will allow you to print more, which is still pegged to the original stablecoin anyways. Or not stablecoin, but in this case, the Highpoint token. So I hope that explains a little bit. Second one would be to have it on swap site. Well, I guess third one would be, because Ulrich already explained the NFT game, but having it on swap site allows us to own our own liquidity. Number four would be a fiat on-ramp. So this one would probably be the one that's closest to months away, just because having a fiat on-ramp is an extremely difficult process in order to make an application on your phone, like on your Samsung or on your iPhone, allowing normal users to buy it in terms of similar to how one would buy technology, or one would buy food, or one would just buy clothing online. It would be a simple process where you can use your debit card or your credit card to buy the HPT token. The reason why I say that's the furthest down the road is because DeFi is a very small space within crypto, and people already don't understand stocks. So that one allows us to reach people who are normies, to say, but it is very far down the road.
The real world, in a sense.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and you guys already know this. Your journey to where you are now was very difficult in terms of understanding the white paper and researching products. Finally, it would be cross-chain, right? So Highpoint doesn't plan to stay on Avalanche. There's no reason to. If you want to make our token as accessible as possible and as simple as possible to purchase, it doesn't make sense to make people bridge 10 different times onto avax to buy our token, right? If we can launch on the bigger chains such as Phantom and Binance. Ethereum, I'm not a big fan of it just because of the gas fees, but just for example's sake, Ethereum as well. This makes buying and holding the HPT token easier. So I hope that explains your question, Scooter. Oh, he's gone. I got too caught up in answer.
Yeah.
Who wants to pick the next person to pull up to the stage?
Could I, if you don't mind?
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do random selection. I'm gonna go with Otamo. So let's see what we got here. Here we go. Hi.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome.
Well, hi. I think I talked with Kevin earlier today.
Right.
Yeah, so actually I had a question about the smart contract.
Okay.
So I saw on your white paper that you talked about the Resolve wallet and the Treasury wallet.
Right.
So it's kind of like a buyback system which you guys are planning. Like the token dumps too much, you buy back, or you use those wallets to, pump the chart again.
Exactly.
So I've seen a lot of projects in the past where they have taxes and they put a buyback wallet, but they kind of mess up when they are using it. So basically, they use it at the wrong time, or probably they don't understand whether this is the right time or how much of a dump is necessary to pump it back up. So I want to know what you guys are planning in terms of how and when you will use it, and is it in the contract or will it be manual? That's what I wanted to know.
So it is a completely manual process, and that's because, well, token dumps are unpredictable, and we can't program something into the contract for something unpredictable. Yeah, we could set margins and all that, but we figured it would be best to have the ability to control when it happens and protect the price. For example, it dumps, right? Let's say it dumps by 80%. People will eat that dip up. So it might not be something we need to fix manually.
Yeah. Can I add something? Yeah, so the reserve wallet that you're referring to, right? So when there's a big sell, the reserve wallet kicks in and that goes into defeat it and brings the price back up. I think I know what you're asking. Those funds that get injected back into to fix the price or raise it back up, it's not exit liquidity. It's not just going to allow people to continue dumping. So I understand what you're asking, but we're not just going to pump it up. Let's say it's at 10 cents, dropped all the way down to 2 cents. We're not going to bring that price back all the way up to 14 cents. Otherwise, that's just exit liquidity for many people, and they just use the reserve wallet. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've seen in a lot of because a lot of projects get pumped up and then they dump even lower than they were pumped.
Mm-hmm. And then we raise it back up again to like 11 cents, right? And then it's exit liquidity again, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, that's exactly my.
Yeah, so
that through.
Yeah, exactly what Joey said. There's no reason to. So let's say it hits 8 cents and it's not moving. Yeah, for sure we can inject funds from the reserve wallet, but no way we're going to bring it all the way back to 16 cents from when it was originally 10 and then have people this. It's just a selling cascade, so don't worry, we're not going to do that.
Okay, so you're going to just use it to maintain volume, what I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, that answers my question.
That's a great question. I don't know. I think that deserves a whitelist. I think that was a very good question.
That was a good question.
That was really unique. I haven't seen that from anybody that's asked. Okay, so Titano, congrats. That was a really good question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Alright, then we'll let you pick the next one.
Yeah. Point in high.
Point in high.
I see pointing high in shout out.
Welcome.
Hello.
Is everything okay?
Good. Pointing high, can I ask you a question? Did you base your name off of Highpoint, or was your name always Pointing High?
Yeah, no, it's based on Highpoint. That's it.
That's pretty good.
That's good. That's great. Yeah,
that's it. That's the plan.
That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Really liking your AMA at the moment. Very solid. So well done with that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good. So my question is more. So it's a bit. It's more technical in terms of security. So like you guys, you guys have said some really good things that has put my mind at peace in terms of the V2, maybe V3 for the contract, maybe moving on to BSC. In the future, and then just one of the things that Axis you said that was really important was you said we have a lower rebase that which allows us to learn from the mistakes from things like titano and stuff. And my question was around that because I've been in titano, been in libero, been in pheno, been in all of these different ones. Yeah. And my question was because one of the things I saw with Titano that is my main concern was the moment it was launched. One of the biggest buy-ins was from a bot, right? And that bot was then what then caused the project to kind of stagnate for a bit. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember because you might have been there as well. So that the guy that bought a large amount with the bot.
Are you talking about the whale they blacklisted?
Yes. Yeah, are you talking about the pancake swap wallet?
Yeah, the whale that they blacklisted in the end.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so because he, that whale there was the one that was slowing down the project for many weeks on end because he would take off large amounts because the amount that he was producing on a weekly basis was ridiculous because he bought the moment it launched. So my question is, do we have any safety features or anything that would protect us against someone doing the same thing?
Are you talking about a blacklist option?
Yes.
Yes, we have that. We're retaining that.
You're retaining
now,
the
it's not going to be used. We're not going to be trigger fingering it on everyone who makes a large sell, of course. But on the case that our project is at risk and is being what's the word here, stalled in a sense from growth. We will absolutely use it.
Abused is the word.
Abused.
So that's exactly what happened with Titano. I don't know if you guys know the details, but they tried to contact this gentleman several times. He ignored them. he kept withdrawing ridiculous amounts. He abused the project. Right?
Because at the end of the day, we have to choose the majority of our investors, the 99.99% over this one wallet.
Yeah, no, I agree, and thank you for that answer, because that's what I wanted to hear. Just because it's very hard. You want to do as much as you can to protect us, but sometimes people will abuse this, and knowing that you have the blacklist function is a very good positive.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
All right, John, I'll let you pick the next one. Yep.
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
He looks like that, man.
You have to move. You have to click on
it. It just takes a second. They have to accept it.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh,
he's back.
You make him a little nervous. Don't be scared. We don't bite.
Hi, son.
Welcome.
I'm sorry. I'm from the phone, so. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the chance to speak, first of all, and thank you for making this project as well.
Pleasure,
I'm very grateful to the whole DeFi community, Titano, Safuu, and everything that is upcoming. I mean, it's a whole revolution, and I'm very happy that we're part of it. Now, my question is very simple regarding. You shocked me when you said that you have the blacklist option. I can say that for a second. I didn't know about it, but I guess it's okay. Obviously, projects like that must be protected. But my question is two questions actually.
Sure.
One is, what makes you think? Because at the end of the day, the difference between the daily APY between Titano and HPT, right, Highpoint, is 1.6 and 1.9, right?
Right.
The long term difference is 102,000 for the Titano and 40,000 for the Highpoint. Like, it's not that much of a difference unless you leave the staking for a whole year. My question is regarding obviously sustainability. Obviously, no project has been done for a full year. Obviously, this type of projects are quite new, and everything can happen, which is the risk that we're taking. But my question is this: what makes you think that obviously this will sustain for the whole year? And the second question is, at what situation would you use the blacklist option? Thank you.
Joey, can I answer the first one?
Sure.
Yeah, so, again, not going to shit on any protocol specifically, but back when OwnForce were a thing, there was a very specific section of their white paper that says it's all backed by one stablecoin, right? It's backed by one BUSD, it's backed by floor price, whatever. We aren't going to sustain an APY that we can't dish out. That makes no sense, right? Every single OwnForce started. So what they did was, instead of admitting that to their investors and upgrading contracts, they straight up was raising the return rate to 30% in a week, and that creates pumps and dumps. They were doing that hoping that influx of money would go into their treasury, and that is exactly not what we want to do. So down the road, we do plan to introduce a manual staking protocol using the HPT token. And so this immediately brings utility to it, because the protocol will consist of manually staking HPT, which is already rebasing, into a pool that earns an additional APY. However, it will not be anywhere from 1,000 like how RainDAO has it. It will likely be lower than 500%. How this will work is there will be 3 blocks specifically, 3, 6, 9, 12 months, and within the 4 blocks, the longer you stake in, the higher your APY. There will be taxes on it to prevent the day trading of the token, but we are not going to sustain an APY that we can't dish out. I hope that answers your first question.
Okay, and as for the blacklist, well, it really all comes down to situation. We can't, we don't know how much they're going to be buying and selling. We can't give you exact numbers. Now, if you're asking for something general, we're going to use the blacklist function when a whale is becoming abusive and taking enough that stops everybody else's investment from going up, from increasing, from token price, stopping the token from increasing in price. We can't really give you proper margins. Like, we don't know what our market cap's going to be in a month from now. We don't know what our token price is going to be. But generally speaking, we are going to use the blacklist option to protect the 99%.
I think, Stunt, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this comes from a place of worry because you're one of our two whales. So, I mean, just to expand on that, I think we did cover both questions earlier. Like, I mean, we're building an ecosystem out around the token so that we have an influx of you know, more funds that are inflowing so that we can sustain. And of course, I mean, it goes without saying, if we're unable to sustain and we forecast that coming, we're going to tell everybody what our plan is to combat that, whether that is lowering the APY, redoing the contract in some way, right? We're going to take action. We're not just going to let the project die. We've put in too much effort to let that happen.
These 15-hour days will not go to waste.
Yeah, no, they won't. No. So I hope that sort of puts your mind at ease.
Right, we're going to have the new smart contract with the new APY built and ready way before we ever come to a situation where the APY is a problem for us. We're going to have that being worked on like as soon as possible.
And just one more time to address the blacklist. Like, remember, this is an emergency thing. Like, it's like invoking emergency powers. It's not something that we even think about normally, right? Like, it's in the background there. It's there if we need it. It's like calling in the National Guard, right? You're not going to use it on a regular basis. Like, we don't want to use it, right? But it's just another line of protection in case. So, I mean, I hope you understand that. Like, we're people at the end of the day, right? Like, we're not just going to blacklist somebody. We're going to talk to them. We're going to try and negotiate. We're going to try and fix whatever the problem is, you know? So,
hope that answers.
Yeah, it's also the over-the-counter method, right? If they want to do big sales,
we're happy to do that.
Yeah, it's much easier to just approach us. And, like, the example that I always use is someone wants to buy a house. Okay, you want to sell $500,000 worth of HPT. It's much easier to approach us so we can do over-the-counter rather than you selling off the market and hitting the price. So I hope that answers your question, Stan.
He's either upset or he's on mute.
No, he's not.
I guess that answered his question. Okay, Picard, feel free to pick the next one.
Okay, let's get Deadly Billy. How about you? You want to come up?
Hello.
Oh, I love the profile picture.
I love the profile. I love the
profile picture. Yep.
Right on. Where'd you get it?
I was actually, I cropped that out like right at the very beginning. I think I was might have been the first one to have that one. So
for sure.
Anyways, yeah, no. Again, thanks guys for holding this and answering our questions. And so with, I do hear Titano getting brought up a lot, and I know you guys are kind of basing it off of a fork of Titano, so it makes sense. I was a very successful investor of Titano. But with them redoing their contract, are you guys going to be watching and seeing what they do?
Are you specifically referring to the gas limit raise? I think I know what you're talking about. Is it the V2 that Fino and Libero has?
Yeah, if I can make it clear. So, like, they're going through an audit. Obviously, there was some issues. We knew of some issues right at the beginning, and they're going to go fix those. So the new smart contract's going to have to get redone. Obviously, it sounds like the API or APY will now be changed, possibly. Don't quote me on that. But are you guys kind of just going to hang in the back and kind of watch what they're going to be doing and see what fixes they do and maybe implement it over here, or are you guys going to steer away?
Let me field this one real quick, and then you guys can jump in.
Sure.
So we're not watching Titano, so to speak. We're watching everybody. The whole point of what we do is we improve on everybody's mistakes, and that's the foundation of why we're here, right? All of the problems, all the rugs, all the failed projects. Like we tried to make a list and see all the mistakes that people made and tried to fix them before we launch, right? So that's the idea. Now, if what Titano does is successful, we'll take the successful aspects of it, and of course, maybe if it makes sense, try and implement it. But that doesn't mean we're not watching other projects as well, right? So we'll watch, I don't want to start listing names, but there's so many.
At face value, we are a Titano fork. Let's be clear about that. We are a Titano fork, and we're using their contract, but it's changed up. So we are watching them, and we're watching a lot of other rebasing protocols that spawn from Titano, and we're watching their mistakes. We're staying 3 moves ahead. We're lacking behind everybody to see what we can change before it happens. So for their V2 contract, we're not really confirmed what we're going to do yet, but we will be taking some of their ideas and some of our own and doing what we think is best.
Okay, so we could look forward and see what implements they're putting in here soon, because it should be in the near future. And I almost expect it to come over here, is what you're saying?
If it makes sense.
We do want to stray away from being just a complete copy.
Okay. Oh, for sure.
If there's logical changes, though, Deadly Billy, like it makes sense. Like everybody wants to be secure. Everybody wants to do the right thing. So if they do something that makes them more secure and is the right thing for the holder, I mean, we want to do that, right? Like we want to do right by you guys. So I mean, it just makes sense.
That's great. That's good to hear. If you guys don't mind, I have a couple more questions.
Sure.
And with this blacklist option or whatever, I know kind of some people are maybe a little bit worried about it, but obviously you guys would be reaching out to that person. I know Titano would try and whatnot. So, I mean, that's something you guys, I'm sure, would be doing, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Sure. Yeah, that's what we explained before with the over-the-counter method. If you want to do 200K sales, it's much easier to approach us so that you don't hit the market price. It's much easier to just approach us if you want to do larger sales. Yes, so over the counter.
We're going to advertise that. We're going to put that out. We're not going to put people in a position where they didn't know they could do that.
Yeah, so one of the things that I did was I made it very transparent. There are people with the Highpoint whale rules, and they have proven it for people who are curious. They have sent me screen recordings of their wallet balances, and I said, okay, well, would you like to be a Highpoint whale? They said, yeah, I'd love to. So we are transparent about it. So over-the-counter method is the easiest way to approach us when it comes to it. But if it's repeated 100K sales every single day and it's really hindering the protocol, then yes, we are going to blacklist.
And you're ignoring us, right? And
yeah, we tried reaching out. We've offered the over-counter method and they don't want to. Then yeah,
there's not so much we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to hear. It sounds like the staff here is, you guys are very busy. I've heard even you guys say about 15-hour work days and whatnot. A lot of you guys, I've heard even mention with schooling and whatnot, you guys all have other full-time job, and hopefully this will become successful. And when it does, are you guys all going, or most of you guys going to a full-time position here?
Absolutely.
I would love to.
Can I say something? We actually already are full-time positions. I know that doesn't make sense, but we've been neglecting a lot of aspects in each other's lives, and to be real, like I've spoken to a few members here, we have been, having difficulties with our interpersonal relationships within our own communities. So this already is a full-time job, and we aren't joking when we say we sleep 5 hours. It's constant communication, constant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then that's good to hear. And it would be, I mean, it kind of goes with the investors. We got somebody who's full-time. Obviously, you guys need to be paid for something this great of a project that you guys are making. You guys are putting a lot of hours into it. So having a full-time staff, I think, down the road, because this will be successple. And I'm hoping that's an option that you guys can get into. So
thank you, sir.
I graduate next month, so I plan to devote most of my days to this.
Perfect. Good to hear. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you, Billy.
Okay, Ulrich, feel free to pick.
Alright, I'm gonna go for Papa Bonzu. It's not letting me. Okay, hold on.
I'll click it.
I'm gonna do it for you.
Speak, there you go. Yeah, I got it, there you go.
Okay.
What a great name, Papa Bonzu. I like it.
I sent him an invite. I just hope he accepts
We'll
it.
give him another few seconds.
I'll just wait on it.
Like a lot of people are on mobile it's not very convenient.
Yeah.
When do you guys want to stop doing stage questions and start picking up from the?
Just pick someone else after, and we'll get back to them.
Yeah.
I guess we could go through all the requests to speak. And then
I don't have anywhere to be.
8-hour AMA.
I don't have anywhere to be.
8 hours.
Okay.
So, whoever's recording, good luck to your hard drive there.
That's me.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up Kama Sutra. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, go for it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey guys, thank you for inviting me to talk. It's a pleasure.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I guess I have a couple of questions. The first is, have you considered perhaps implementing some sort of tiered tax system based on, how much someone has in Highpoint or how much they're selling, sort of similar to how traditional income tax works? Maybe that sort of could be an alternative to blacklisting or maybe something in addition to it. And the second question is more of a philosophical one. How do I explain to my parents that this is not gambling?
I think it is gambling. Any kind of investment, even the stock market, is gambling. So I don't know how to help you on that one.
Yeah, I call you Kama Sutra is, I guess I'll answer the philosophical one, and then if I can answer the second one as well if anyone else wants to jump in, or if they don't. But there's two types of people in the world. There's people that invest, and then there's people who think investing is a scam. And that's as simple as I can put it. In terms of the, so I think I know what you're referring to when you say higher. So you're talking something similar to drip protocol, right? When the more supply that you have, the higher you get taxed. That is something that we actually haven't considered, and I'll note it down right now, which is great actually, because this allows us for the upgraded contract. This allows for a safer transition and safer investments for people who are worried about those who already have a very high amount invested. So I will note that down right now, but thanks for asking a question.
Yeah, for sure. And I've also talked to Axis a little bit about joining the development perhaps, so just a notch on that.
Yep. So when we do that, I'll let you know.
Lovely. Cheers.
Bye-bye. Okay. Chris, you wanna pick someone?
Dutch again.
Nice.
Yeah, Chris, you go.
Alright. I think Big Dog Nanny should speak. Let's bring him on.
Welcome.
What's up, my dudes?
Hello.
What's up, Big Dog?
Love the voice. Yeah, Aussie here, mate. You can probably pick up the accent.
Hey, some teammates in Australia. Aussie.
Yeah, we ride kangaroos to work. What of it?
Okay.
Guys, love the project. Love what you're doing. You guys sound real legit. I'm happy to be here. I haven't got a lot of time to grind on the Discord for whitelists, so I thought I'd jump in the AMA, ask a few questions, and hopefully get on there to invest because I'm pretty damn keen. I have been in reflection tokens, all this sort of stuff for a while. I love it. I think it's going to explode. I have seen the rise and fall of a few and know what to look for. And this seems pretty legit, so thank you all for that.
You're welcome.
My few questions was, now just ask questions or constructive criticism, I guess, I'm not sure, but now the whole reason of DeFi, change the game, whatnot, I understand the buy and sell taxes, why shouldn't it be 10 and 10, buy and sell, why is it 10 and 20, the 50% I get is in order, at the start of launch to stop whales from dumping, and then it'll go down 3% till you get to your 20. Now, will this just delay to find a floor price? Shouldn't you just go straight off the bat, here's what the buy and sells are, do what you want, and then, if people want to sell, they can. It'll just find a floor price a lot sooner, and then we could just go from there. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is the 50% might put off a lot of people to try and invest because, it's going to be 50% until it gets down to 20. Even 20 might be a little high, I get that. But is it just prolonging the inevitable to find a floor?
So, we've heard this argument a few times, but I think it's the opposite. I think it's fighting what you consider the inevitable, because by the time we'll be hyper marketing upon launch. Yeah. So I think by the time that the dumpers are dumping, we'll actually be balancing it with buy pressure. and we'll keep it stable. I think we'll have a lot more coming in after launch than going out. And the thing is that comes down to the whole argument between 10 AVAX, 15 AVAX, 25 AVAX. Please don't get me started. But one of the perks of keeping it at 10 AVAX is actually creating more buy pressure for when we launch to fight the sell pressure and to fight when people inevitably start selling.
Joey, can I touch up on your point?
Sure.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people are, I won't say a lot, it's called voluntary response biases, where people who wish to speak tend to have stronger opinions. So I believe that those 30 people out of the 12,500 that we have don't speak for everybody, and it seems like it's a majority, even though it's not. The other thing too is if you look at our breakdown for the selling fees for the first few days of 50%, we are exploring a higher daily decrease in the sell tax. So just so you know, the 50% will stay, but we are exploring, or what you said, where how long would it take us to get back to an actual real price for Highpoint? We aren't taking anything. So that 50%, 35% that we take is going into the liquidity pool. So the 50% is actually needed, but we are exploring the second portion, which is the daily decrease in sell tax. So that's a great question.
Yeah, sweet. What else did I have? Sorry, just give me 1 sec, guys. And I see on other projects too. You know, once the hype dies off, some projects might die off and stagnate for a while before there's some sort of second impulse. Now, the utility. This is when the utility really comes into play. I'm not going to name names of other projects, but you know, it's all talk and no show. Now, if there's a utility going to be implemented into the project to really, you know, pump the price, bring new investors in, I hope, you know, I'm just hoping that you guys can deliver on what you're going to say and not just be all talk. And you know, because I've seen this time and time again, it really frustrates me. And investors are waiting. They get impatient. They start questioning. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah. Right. Well, what I can say is that from the start, we've been very transparent. So when these projects are being worked on, which will be very short after launch, we're going to be going into it right after. We're not going to wait much. Once we have the funds to do so, we're going to do it. And that comes down to the transparency. We've been very transparent from the start. We're not going to stop after launch. We're going to say, hey, this and this is in the works. It's being coded. We're getting the website ready, and we're going to be updating you guys on everything. We're going to show that we're not talk. We're going to show proof and put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, and that's what I really appreciate. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I'd like to can I also touch on your point where you said a lot of projects die. It's that comfortability portion. You know, once they launch, they feel as though there's no point to expand. But that's where the marketing wallet kicks in. And I will make it public. I will make it known. Every transaction that we do, there will be a lot of paid marketing. That's just, I understand how everyone feels that, okay, we have enough investors, we have enough holders, but word of mouth can be pushed more through paid marketing, through Twitter, through YouTube. And so marketing will continue on if that's what you're worried about. Secondly, like Joey said, these protocols that come up, the biggest thing that we excel on is transparency. We will announce, hey, we're working on this. And if there's ever delays, we do tell you guys. We will never not tell you guys anything. So you will know when projects are starting up. You will know if there are delays. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, transparency is huge in crypto and everything. You know, the more you can tell, the more you can show yourselves and you know, just be transparent. I think that's the real big winner. And adding trust. If you put trust in someone's mind, that's huge. Yeah.
See, that's the issue with DeFi. Nothing's legally bound, so it really all comes down to trust, and we plan to do what we can to get you guys to trust us completely.
Yeah. Sick. Awesome.
Is that all? Excellent questions. What do you guys think? Whitelist or no whitelist?
I think that was pretty solid.
I think excellent question. Awesome. Congrats, Big Dog. Big Dog 90. Congrats.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Awesome.
Problem. Sam, you want to pick the next one?
Sure. Here. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, let's pick Cisco 6.
Yeah.
Cisco 6 from the other day where he got his whitelist back.
Wow, thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome back, Cisco.
What's up? What's up? I just want to say what's up to everyone. I know I actually saved my ass the other day because I was crying.
What?
So Cisco comes in, he goes, "I lost my whitelist." I'm like, "I'm sorry, man, I can't help you." And then Axis comes in and gives him whitelist. I'm like, "Okay."
I thought he was a pretty solid community member. It was a little favor.
If you show the love, you get the love.
That man.
You show the love, you get the love. Yes, Nick.
That's right, and that's why I'm so bullish with this project, and I'm just sharing it. And you know, my guys, we have a small community, but we're ready to make these videos and help anywhere that we can. My question is pre-sale. I'm hoping I don't know where the pre-sale is gonna take place. I'm hoping it's not pink sale. Please.
Why is that?
Let's hear why.
I got really bad news for you.
Why is that? What's wrong with Pink Sale?
I don't know, man. I just think they're a little. I don't know. They're a little shisty. I don't quite trust them, and I just don't. I don't know. I think pre-sales that I've taken part that are in the on Dev's platform, they just feel different. It's just like a different experience. Maybe I'm just so bad at it that I never get any tokens, that I'm just bitching about it. Maybe that's what it is.
So, what I can say to counter that is I'm well aware that a lot of projects that come out of Pink Sale are they shit the bed right away, man. Let's be honest. But that's not reflecting on Pink Sale. If anything, yes, Pink Sale does take a portion, but they are built for security of pre-sales. Pink Sale will always be, but by default, will always be safer than a pre-sale that we can host on our own site. That's just fact.
And I'd like to say something. I mean, you see the community here, right? There's 12,000 people. I think I could set up a wooden box outside like a lemonade stand and sell, and people would come. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about Pink Sale.
Yeah.
It's for security reasons. It's for protecting funds.
People would carry or pigeon their money if they could.
Yeah.
So it is gonna be done in
Yes.
Pink. Oh, okay. All right. I'll trust you guys, but only you guys.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for
Thanks,
everything.
Cisco.
All right, thanks, Cisco. Cool.
Okay.
Let's
Let's
bring up the next person, actually. Maybe this time I'll have a... Okay, so I'll go with Benzies, 25. Oh, wait, is Cisco still here? Or is it just...
Oh, it's still here.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, I invited Benzies to...
You just wanted to be part of the meeting.
What's up, Benzies?
Hello.
Yeah, what's up? Oh, man. I'm so proud. Supposed to get my question. Anyway, one of my questions I was thinking about, what made you guys come up with this name, Highpoint?
It was my idea. It was my idea.
There's many reasons.
So we were sitting in a call, right? A lot of us. And what did you say, Joey?
I don't know if I can remember that, but I know it was my idea.
Well, I kind of think it was my idea because, you know, I was sitting in a chair here.
I was kind of under the context that it was mine, but I just let you have the moment, you know?
Yeah, but...
So everybody wants to take credit for my name, but... Okay, so now everybody wants to have the high point of the stage. Listen. It was my idea, and it's more of a... Well, I mean, it just felt symbolic to what we're trying to build. We're trying to build an ecosystem above all others. We're trying to build a project that's going to scale higher than a lot of others in reputability, and Highpoint just sounded like a good name for that.
Okay.
My idea.
Okay. My other question is, why Avalanche? Why not like Solano or, you know, the other chains?
Can I answer this one?
Go for it.
Dilution. This answer is really simple. It's not like the other protocols are shit or anything, but on BSC alone, or Binance, if you guys don't know, there's safuu, libero, mini safuu, trustu, titano, palladium, Eris, and like 9 more. On Phantom, there's Uranos, there's Poseidon, there's Pallas. On avax, I believe it's only Caesar.
And Carmadel, but
Carmadel, yeah.
Dead.
So, and then on Solano, we had insider information where our coder, the project of Simsala or Sphere, he already told us he was launched on there. So it wouldn't make sense from a tactical standpoint to launch on the same chain as him. It just wouldn't. It's just business.
I mean, we're making it sound like it was a process of elimination. I like AVAX. I
love AVAX. It's simple. I like the color red.
There's not many big projects on AVAX right now.
It's quick. AVAX is quick.
So you know how Wonderland worked. How Daniele is trying to, and I don't want to compare to them because they're not really in the best place. But Daniele's building an ecosystem. We're kind of trying to follow in those footsteps in a sense, and build an ecosystem on AVAX. With rebasing token and a bunch of other things.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of AVAX. Granted, I was going to put 10 AVAX into this project, and somehow I wound up investing in one project on AVAX itself.
You cut out the last part of your sentence. Cut out there, man.
No, I was saying I was about to put max 10 AVAX Highpoint, but for some reason when I was browsing around on AVAX last night, I found some other products to put the extra 2 into it. So now I was like,
oh, that's okay. You should diversify, right?
Listen, our minimum buy is 1 AVAX. Feel free to put as much as you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Besides, AVAX is kind of cheap right now anyway, so
it's not a discount.
Yeah,
good for us. Okay, was that it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the gas fees.
The gas fees are also very low, yeah. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yep. Thank you.
Lindsay.
Thanks, Bezzy.
Can I pick the next one?
Go for it.
Awesome. Nop, come on up. Come on up.
Nopline.
I love you. Come on up.
Welcome.
Oh, Nopline. Hello.
Hi. We can't hear you.
Maybe you're muted.
No, he's not muted. We just can't hear him. Nop. Oh, we still can't. Can you leave and then rejoin? I'll invite you back.
We're all gonna have to leave and rejoin, aren't we?
I think so. No.
Okay, let's just grab another one. DJ Moon.
Sure.
DJ Moon.
Oh, Nop's back. Oh, okay, DJ.
Nop will be next. Hey, DJ. Welcome.
It's good to be on this AMA. I've been waiting for it for a long time, and I'm glad to be here. I just want to congratulate everybody for doing such a tremendous job on this project.
Thank you very much.
That's very relieving to hear. We're putting in a lot of hours. It's getting super stressful. So hearing that puts my mind at ease that we're doing something right.
I bet you're all in the right direction, and my best wishes are all with you. My question was regarding the pre-sale, actually, and as you mentioned, Access, already, that the pink sale will be the platform that you all will be using. You did also mention that you want to give everybody an opportunity to get through the whitelist. Whoever is whitelisted, you want to give all of them an opportunity to put like 10 AVAX at least, which is what has been decided, right? So, normally pink sale, gets filled real quickly, So I just wanted to know, will the hard cap be filled really quickly, or where is the soft cap or the hard cap at the moment?
Okay, so we want to put our investors in a position where everybody can max buy, and Pink Sale has an option to create a launchpad with whitelist. So no randoms are going to come in and fill your places or anything like that. And the wallet cap is, I don't want to get into this, but it's going to be whatever it ends up being, whether it's 10, 15. Let's just say 10 for now. It's 10, which it most likely will be. We will put enough tokens and enough hard cap in the system to match that. Now, the problem is if it were to be too high, let's say we did 50 AVAX. Not going to happen. Relax, guys. Let's say we did 50 AVAX. The soft cap has to be equal to or more than the hard cap. Meaning, if the average person didn't put in the max, then we would not be able to finish our pre-sale. So it's going to be on Pink Sale. It's going to be whitelisted, and there will be enough hard cap for everybody.
That is wonderful. And I have another question. regarding the price of the token. So I did invest in Quantic, and what happened was that it was attacked by 100 bots when it launched. So yeah, they killed the bots, and then the price shot up to like a point where instead of anyone buying in million, bought in thousands. So and the market cap doesn't reflect what it actually is. So in terms of that, if that happens, then you guys have obviously security measures in place. So and a lot of the other individuals talked about it already. So if you can shed some light on it for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the launch mechanism, that's why the sell tax will stay high. Unless they, so it's all game theory. So unless they start planning out, which day do we want to set up a bot to sell, it will get wrecked. That's what 50% is for. That 50% is going back to everybody holding that token. Everybody holding HPT will get those rewards that we take 50% from. So we encourage everybody to sell at 50%. Right? I'm not going to stop people. We're not a honeypot. We're not a scam. You can sell at 50% if you like, and we encourage people to sell. So
listen, if people have bots set up to just sell no matter what, we're going to be token liquidity is going to be making a quick buck. That's for sure.
Yeah, that 35% of what we're taking from the 50 is going into the liquidity pool. So that's when we say we do want people to sell at 50%.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Does that answer your question, DJ?
Yeah, yes, perfect, guys. Looking forward to this project, and glad to be part of you all.
Awesome.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
I'm going to bring up Nop because I think he's back.
Yeah, we'll bring Nop back up.
Nice.
Hello.
Hey, Nop.
Hi, guys.
Hi, hey, there you go.
How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm at you now. I just want to say that I'm very glad to be a part of this project, and you're doing great till now. I have a few questions. One of them is how the project name has came as an idea.
Yeah, so they just answered it. It was
my idea.
Okay. Silas, you guys want to go over it? Yeah.
That was my idea, not blind. It was my idea. I take full credit. It was just me by myself. It was all me.
All right. And
you don't want to say anything?
People know. Trust me.
We know the truth.
They could hear the lying tones in your voice. You know?
Next question.
Yes. My next question is, I'm struggling these days asking about why you don't want to increase the minimum or the maximum limit, the buy limit. And yes, it's a very tough question. I understand that you don't want to hear it often. You hear it very often. But what's my concern? I told you several times. And what do you think is going to be a good pre-sale for the project? I mean, good collect for the pre-sale.
Okay, well, it's not so much if we don't want to hear the question. It's just that every time we've touched upon that topic, for some reason, our community is great, don't get me wrong, but that specific topic sends people into complete and utter chaos. And that's why that topic is very touchy. But I think with a 10 AVAX limit, we'll have a solid launch, even with 10. So if we raise it, it's just increasing it, but it's just increasing the potential of it. But I think 10, even 5, we'd be fine. But we're going to have it as
even 5.
So I want to say something for Nop because I don't think a lot of people are understanding. So what happens is the more money that you have into a liquidity pool, the less the price volatility. When you guys go and you go buy $10,000 in Bitcoin, why does the price not move? Right, and I can't convince everybody.
Yeah, but you cannot compare the diff and the Bitcoin. Basically, this is something totally different. And the Bitcoin has raised like 4 million% for the last couple of years, and the people are still buying it. They believe it's gonna. Yes, so you can.
I think you're missing his point. What he's saying is that it's all based on, like, let's say you buy $10,000 in Bitcoin or $10,000, let's say in AVAX, and then $10,000 in Highpoint token. Highpoint token will move more even though you put in the same amount. That's because the size of the liquidity pool, the amount of liquid in a pool, if it's greater, it takes more to move the price.
No, I agree with you. I do want a higher cap, but we do have to respect the majority vote. So, and
Okay,
we are choosing.
Majority vote. I just don't respect the majority vote because I believe the majority is incompetent and they don't really.
Right.
As you saw, the last question was a person which was whitelisted and he's gonna buy just 1-2 avax. This is the maximum, and the majority is gonna do that. This is why I'm concerned about the pre-sale.
I think we'll be okay.
I think we're gonna be okay.
So what we did was we took 2 votes. One of them was everybody in the server was allowed to vote, and then one of the votes was only whitelisted users in a secret channel were allowed to vote. I found that 10 avax won by far when the entire server could vote, but when it was a whitelisted only decision, it ruled out to be 25, and that does say a lot. That does say a lot, but you know, I guess even unwhitelisted users are affected by the presale, and you know, having a 10 avax limit isn't bad because if everybody max buys, obviously not, but on the chance that everyone max buys, that's $700,000. It's a strong liquidity pool upon launch, and you know, I think we're going to make about the average maybe 300, 400 grand.
No, I appreciate taking the community. Sorry, appreciate taking the. Sorry,
I have a question for you, guys. Yeah, I have a question for you, Nopline. Like, just and I mean, you can just give me the number. We don't have to get into a deep discussion. I'm just curious. What would you like to see personally as a max buy?
As a max buy, I'm gonna be happy even on 100, 25, 50. It doesn't matter for me because I can buy it. I understand that yes, you're afraid of whales. I'm not gonna be a whale. I'm not gonna dump the project or something like this. I just want to stay for the long term. I just told you that many times. Anyway, yes, my idea is that I really appreciate that you're taking our vote, and it's a democracy here, and you want to hear out everybody. But in the end of the day, you're the project developers, and you made that project. So I want to hear what is your voice. I don't want to hear what is the majority voice because once I'm repeating myself, the majority is incompetent, and you know that.
Yes, yeah.
I choose not to comment.
Yeah, I choose not to comment, but I can tell you, we are aware that there's a common saying where most investors don't know what they want. So
Yeah,
I
it's
do
not
know
it's
what you said.
incompetence. Let's be clear. It's not incompetence. It's maybe a little bit ignorance because maybe some people are not as educated as others on the topic.
I don't doubt.
Means that you're, you know, that's a harsh word, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of incompetence at all.
I've talked to a lot of people from this community. They seem pretty smart. Well, if you want my opinion, I think that I think 15 to 20 AVAX will not hurt, but if it's going to cause some sort of crazy uproar, then you know, not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not worth it. The trade-off is not worth it.
Okay, it shouldn't cause something like this because it's not a huge difference. Anyway, the official sale is going to be up with 30%, so it's a very small difference.
Alright.
Yeah, some people speak for a second. Yeah, exactly. What you just pointed out, like the official sale price is only 2 cents, while the pre-sale is about 1.5. And if you factor in the first week 50% sell tax and the 20% sell tax later on, it's not a huge difference, right? If people were to just buy it on pre-sale and dump, they might actually be selling at a loss, right? So by limiting the max AVAX contribution, you'd likely induce a greater buying pressure at public launch, which could be better for the project overall.
Yeah, I just thought that to go pre-sale is going to be the best for the project. That's my idea. There is no point of pre-sale, so it can be just a fair sale. Yeah.
What I wanted to add, one more thing. This is not a democracy. We like to get statistics and see where the public opinion is, but at the end of the day, we will choose what we want to do.
That's what I want to hear. You need to choose how the project should go on the track in future.
I got the biggest balls in this room, man.
It's not a it's not a DAO.
It's not a DAO, guys.
Thank you so much, Nop, for bringing this up.
Okay, so we'll move Nop back. So we're going to take, let's say, 3 more voice questions. We'll run through the typed ones, and then we'll call it a day.
Can I pick the next one?
Feel free.
I see Warlock.
Oh, I like Warlock.
Sure.
Warlock, you're on mute.
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for the hard work. The 15 hours is it's wild. And about the HPT, thank you very much for last time. I really appreciate the help. I was so scared, like losing my whitelist.
Yeah, for sure.
And next it's Kev. Thank you. All right. My question is like, okay, like I saw. I mean the couple like like Titano Fork. Like the most recent one is like like Quantic. I know the other guy talking about Quantic too. So they're having problem with bot, not about the selling, but about the buying. So like they halting the transaction and everything, and then they're putting announcement like, okay, and then you can start buying when it's like 1 cent, when the starting price was like what, like 0.001 or two, I forgot. So it's like that's already like 10x until we can buy. So like any like measure to like stopping the bot, at least, like, so at least not the bot can buy, so at least like people can buy, like
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Were you there to watch Quantic's launch? You were, right? Were
Yeah.
the bots selling at all?
No, not selling.
Yeah, so that is where we have to step in and tell our investors, you have to know how a launch works. It's not our job to babysit our investors, but we can put out a post saying this is what's going to happen at launch. For very hard protocols, we've seen it many times. The protocol will do a 50x, and then maybe in about 30 minutes right after launch, when it's gone exponentially up, immediately there was a massive sell cascade. So this is where the public market comes in. The developer team, we can't do anything. We can't do anything about the price, unfortunately. Bots will trade even after the protocol has been going on for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So that is up to our investors to know how a launch works and to know when not to buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if we put in too many strict measures for bots, it'll start mistaking regular traders for bots, and we also don't want to do that.
Okay, makes sense. Alright, and then the second question is like, I know we've been having a discussion about play, so it's like it was taken down before because of the hack from the Titano and stuff. So any plan to bring that back up?
So I wouldn't. Yeah, so I wouldn't say that we're going to copy Titano play in and out. It's not going to be Highpoint play, but I do want to import some sort of gambling part of Highpoint. It's not gambling. It was some sort of
lottery.
Yeah, like a chance to win, lucky game, and
do Pokemon for it, no?
That's also possible. But what that would do is because the concept of Titano play is really just a big theatrical version of loosening the APY load, because you stake your Titano tokens in, and then you have a chance to win, but you're losing your rebases, or you're sacrificing them by a large amount. So we will be adding fun games with rewards to kind of loosen up the load on our APY payout.
Awesome. Sounds good. And last one, this is for Kev, for marketing. We will be having like a Times Square billboard sometime on the road, maybe. That would be awesome.
I want my partner to get in on this because he has extensive experience in marketing. Actually, like you guys heard, he is working for a publicly traded blockchain company. Do you want to answer this one? I'm not gonna lie to you, most projects that buy a Times Square billboard, they usually crash or correct after they get an advertisement like that. In terms of marketing, we can tell you that we have a ton planned out. Lots of AMAs before and after launch, especially after launch, since we're going to be trying our best to increase the buying pressure. And we'll also be getting our Twitter presence up. Kevin's done a fantastic job in growing it, as well as growing this Discord server, so we'll be hosting Twitter spaces and stuff like that. We've done really well with organic marketing. Like every day, Kevin and I get tons of DMs from alpha groups, call groups on Discord or Telegram asking for collaborations. So like he said earlier, word of mouth, it's super powerful in crypto. So that's what we're going with for now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. You guys are having a wonderful job and answering all my questions. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We love you.
Thank you. Okay, Papa Big Mac.
Thank you. Papa Big Mac.
I want to get him in here.
I'm hungry.
And then one more after him, and we move to the written questions.
Nice.
Papa Big Mac, we've given you the hello talking stick.
What's up, Big Mac?
Hey, what's up?
Welcome.
Can you guys go with another one for you guys? Caught me in the middle of taking out the trash.
Sure. We'll take you next.
Thank you.
Okay, Dean, you could pick the the last one.
Okay, so the last one.
Technically.
Who do I see in chat? A lot.
Try to go for an unwhitelisted.
Can we get the funny SpongeBob profile picture?
Okay. I want people to start talking in general. Let's see. Who do I pick in general?
Say something in general. Get yourself noticed.
Ooh, Vanquish. Okay, I'm picking Vanquish.
That was exciting. He had excitement in his message. I can tell.
Get him up here.
What's up?
Welcome to the stage.
Hello.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, great. So, thanks for picking me. First of all, I'll be honest here to accept that I was a bit sus when you came out with the project. Looked like a fork. Didn't know where exactly this was heading. So, congratulations for all the work that you've done on the protocol thus far and the hype that you've been able to generate around this. So, and I've been following throughout. There've been quite a few challenges, and the handling and communication from the team has been excellent and on point so far. So
that means a lot. Thank you so much. That actually means a lot. Seriously, thanks.
So congrats for changing the mind of people like myself, and believe me, it's not easy. So, and I'm sure you're
doing our best.
Plenty of others like me.
You're gonna make me fall in love with you if you keep complimenting us.
That's gonna take your shirt off. Be careful.
Okay.
That's about it. So, however, that didn't mean that I didn't have enough time to grind for a whitelist, so hoping for some love, but we'll get to that later because public launch is always there. Now, token price, APY, number of holders, Discord, Twitter, Telegram, whatever it is, there are many ways to measure the project success, right? But I'm kind of curious, when you're having those internal discussions, right, when you're chatting within the team, what are some of those KPIs or goals that you as a team have set for yourself over and above these generic ones? So what essentially does success of Highpoint look like for you in the next week, the next month, and say 6 months?
I'll give you a whitelist. That's a great question. That's a great
I'm gonna let Dean take this one.
Yeah, could I start this one?
Go for it.
Well, when we're having internal discussions about Highpoint, it all comes back to like one main point that we all agree on, where we don't want Highpoint to stop here. Really, we want Highpoint to be one living, breathing ecosystem of multiple projects and ideas spanning the entire DeFi space, really. That's why we have such a wide portfolio of people, and like taking ranges from the NFT space, from mainly crypto, older generation, younger generation. We have it all.
You just called me old. That's what I heard.
You answer this one?
I wasn't really referring to you,
Yeah, I want a marketing answer as well, because we are technically our own crew, and as hard as marketing works, I think everyone else would too.
Can you just repeat your question one more time, just so I can get it expand on Dean's a little more?
Yeah, how do we measure success within our team?
Okay, like marketing wise, it's a little more difficult on the marketing side. But I guess you could. Something we're tracking specifically is invites, organic invites generated from, let's say all of our call groups and alpha groups we've been getting. We've been hosting a lot of AMAs, or this is our first one, but we plan to host a lot of AMAs in the future. I think Twitter engagement is a super popular one as well, because of the algorithms, how they pick us up, generate, trending for Highpoint, etc. So those are the kind of things we're keeping in mind for marketing. Anything to add, Kevin?
Yeah, so I'm not huge in the NFT space, but a lot of our team does have vast experience in it. When they are higher, how do I say this, RX, higher members in certain groups that come in, it brings us, we feel quite successful. If you want to expand on that one, RX.
So for example, I'll bring up a very blue chip project from the NFT space.
Unnamed ones.
Unnamed?
Keep them unnamed.
You want me to keep them unnamed? Okay.
Yeah.
It's just blue chip projects in the NFT space, which are highly respected. And
yeah, they come in, they recognize us, they want to be a part of the protocol. That speaks volumes,
The reason for keeping them unnamed is because we worded something on Twitter that implied ownership when it wasn't, and we want to make sure that we don't piss anyone off.
Yeah, I caught some flack for that one.
Yeah. So, unnamed, blue chip, huge NFT groups. But to simply answer your question, what success means to Highpoint is comfortable investors. It's a community. It's an ecosystem, and seeing holders, like seeing some faces in here that I've seen since the start of the project we're already on the way. I think what I'm trying to say is that seeing investors at the start and seeing them in a year down the line and taking profits and everyone's happy, minimal conflict. That's what success is to Highpoint. We want to expand, and we want to expand in a healthy way that's not going to damage anyone or piss anyone off.
Great, got it. I think that's very fair, and I think you guys, I'm loving the energy that you guys have as a team. Everybody willing to chime in and jump in and answer these. Great, loving this, and good luck with this, guys.
I'm glad you. We look at it stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah, you like the chaos, huh?
Your always better. Your always better.
We're all loving to chime in. Yes, I'd love to word it like that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Big Mac. Big Mac will be the last one, and then we'll move on to the written questions.
Right.
Christopher, get your voice ready.
Yes, that's right. Welcome.
Papa Big Mac, you're being called to the stage. We have the talking stick in our hand ready for you.
Is he still taking out the trash?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta save the best for last. I like it.
Okay.
I like it. What's up?
There was no trash. There was no trash. You just wanted to be the last one.
So my question revolves around what we see a lot in crypto is that there's waves of different types of projects. We saw it with the ohm forks. Most recently, we're seeing it right now with everybody and their grandmas having a node project. I'm just curious to see right now if you go into the Highpoint website or anything in the documents, you can automatically see that it's a titano fork or a titano-like project. And what we notice with these waves of types of projects is that sooner or later, when the starting projects start to collapse, everything else around it collapses. We saw it with Wonderland and Ohm, and once they started going down and everything, nowadays nobody wants to be called a rebasing project, and right now it's happening with the node projects. A lot of people are seeing that they're not becoming sustainable, and it's hard to keep up with the rewards that they're promised. So my question is, how does Highpoint in the short to medium term differentiate themselves? So if Titano were to fail, or the other big names that are going to pop up start to fail, how does Highpoint tell their investors, hey, we're not like that, we're going to be able to survive these bad times because we are different and we're not just a fork and we're not just this type of project?
I can start this one, and you guys can jump in. So just to touch on Wonderland specifically, just for a second, Wonderland's had its share of drama, but if you go look at Wonderland, they're still paying rewards. Abracadabra money is still up and running. It's very successful. Mem coin is still stable. Everything is still there, right? There are big bears in the market in each, I'll call it in each silo, that either you want to call it too big to fail or too popular to fail. That's sort of where Wonderland is. Now, Titano, I think, is one of those. Titano, though, and us by default, I think the investors like us because there's no complexity around it. I don't know if you've ever been to a Tomb site. Tomb it's a little complicated.
You know I love them, Sam. You know I love them.
I know you do, but I'm just trying to compare the way that you make money, right? Titano forks, you buy the token, you hold the token, you go to sleep, and that's it, right? With Tomb forks, and I know you love them, Kevin, I love them too, but there's a little bit of monitoring happening. So if it goes below peg, you have to go mint. You have to go.
You go bond, and you gotta. Yeah, I love it all. I love it all.
I know you do, and it's great. Listen, it's great if you're an active investor. But I mean, to answer your question, to go back to answering your question, I think the survivability of Highpoint, at least this project, I don't think we'll have a problem. It's a simple rebasing solution. We're going to keep an eye on it. It's a lower APY compared to other projects, and I think it's got long-term written all over it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, to answer that question, it's really just everything we stand for. It's the longevity. Everyone's question about Titano is how are they going to sustain 100,000%? And everybody knows that it's going to have to change eventually. because if the entire majority of the buyers took healthy profits, they wouldn't have to change it. But let's be honest, there are people waiting to cash out $1 million, Ulrichs. So really, all of our plans that we're making right now should be assuring our investors that we're not just going to sit and wait for Titano forks to shit the bed. We're already preparing. Before even launching our Titano fork, we're still preparing pre-sale. We are telling our investors that we have a long-term plan. And I think, it's not really going to be, we're not going to have to tell you guys that. It's just going to be public knowledge. It's just going to be there. And once we drop our roadmap, I think that's going to be assuring to people.
Big thanks. Do you want to go ahead?
No, Kev. Just to build on the Tomb aspect. I mean, Kev did touch on the fact that he's working on collaboration for Tomb, right? So I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, so it's that ecosystem. So it's 3 ideas that we have. One, we're not going to sustain rewards that we can't dish out, right? The truth to it all. 2, so not even 2, to link on to that. Like I said before, it's the upgraded contract. If we can't dish it out, we will make a new contract that will have lower APY, but will still sustain the rewards. So it's not as high as 40,000 because we need, to turn $1,000 into 40,000 or 40,000. That's ridiculous, and we know it's not sustainable. So therefore, we're not going to try to lie about it. 2, we do plan to invest with Treasury. As far as I'm aware, many protocols don't invest with Treasury. And then 3, many protocols don't have an ecosystem that we're planning. Right, as Joey said right from the start, as soon as we can, as soon as the fund starts supporting it, we are going to get started on the swap site, on the Tomb board, start building utility around our token. And even then, even if we still have a utility, even if we have an ecosystem, we figure out, we still can't sustain it. Joey said before, we will have upgraded contracts. We aren't going to be scrambling at the last minute. We'll have it ready, and we'll move everyone down. We'll talk about the transition far in advance. So if you're worried about us crashing all of a sudden, we do have plans for that immediately. Ecosystem, Treasury allocations into stablecoin farming, specifically in our first few investments, and then lastly, if we can't sustain it, we'll upgrade the contract into a lower APY project. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and to continue with that, or to build up on what you just said, ideally, what would a year of Highpoint, what would a successful year look like in terms of the team? I'm sure you guys have talked about it. What would it look like for this project a year from now, where you guys would be like, all right, we're successful?
Well, crypto moves fast, so, and I can't promise you, hey, in 6 months we'll have 9 different protocols launched. What we can do is we can post announcements. We can say, we're starting it now. Here's where we are 2 months down the line. Hey, we're ready to launch this protocol. So it'll work on not a fixed time schedule, as we can't promise that, as delays will always happen. We don't know how the market's going to go, right? We don't know if crypto is going to shit the bed in 2 months from now, even though we're looking at an extended bull cycle. And we don't know that. So what we can promise is to stay transparent in our starting of the protocols, in the development of the protocols, and the finishing of the protocols. But we can't promise you, hey, we're going to have 8 different protocols in a year, 9 different protocols in a year. We're going to have a fiat on-ramp in exactly 9 months. We can't promise that. We're just going to keep working on it and stay transparent. I hope that answers your question.
And just to add, there's no protocols, I don't think, that are a year old yet. So we have no baseline to compare to, right? So
we just got to keep moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just keep
moving. Yeah, that answers my questions. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the text channel, which got a lot more questions than I expected.
A lot more. Yeah, I was on.
It's okay. I turned on 6-hour slow mode. Everybody asked last questions. Okay, Chris, you're going to go all the way to the top. You're going to start reading the questions. And
pick up the best questions.
I think we'll do a few from the top, and then you'll have to start skipping some if you see that we've answered.
Yeah, of course. All right. Yeah, well, starting at the very top, I think this question a lot of people will be curious about. Where do you guys live?
Well, most of us are in North America, but we do have some people in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Have devs worked on previous projects, and curious which?
As far as I know, no. So everyone on the team, this is our first time. I think we've all done an amazing job in growing our community engagement, in growing our community in general. I hope you guys understand that inexperience does not equal incompetence, as we've been working very hard, as you guys can see. We are almost close to launch. You guys know everything that we're planning, so
No, we have not been a single team before in this first time, but I think we've done an amazing job. And anyone on the team can chime in on how they feel.
We've been on the receiving end of rugs and crashed projects. We've seen a lot of mistakes, and we're building a project to counter what we've seen.
Yeah.
That's the
nice question.
Okay, next one.
We have one coming from the Obsidian Council. Someone from the Obsidian Council.
Oh.
What makes this project different from others with a similar tech? And how do you feel about the crypto markets moving forward?
Picard, you want to answer this one?
So obviously we wouldn't make a crypto project if we weren't bullish on crypto's future as a whole. Things are a little bit difficult on a macro level with, the war going on, Bitcoin kind of just stagnating. But we all feel as a team very bullish about crypto markets, especially DeFi. There's a lot of potential to be had in DeFi and a lot of gains to be made from it. In terms of what makes this project different from others, every successful project that you can recall all really depends on one thing, right? It's all about community. And so I think that we as a team have built a really fantastic community here at Highpoint. And you can see with another project like Titano, when they had their fair share of crises and problems, the community stepped in, saved the protocol, and we want to build a community that exceeds that potential.
For sure.
All right.
What is your plan of action in case of direct intentional sabotage, as in an aggressive cyber attack?
A cyber attack on our website? I think that's a Cam answer.
Yeah.
We can pull Cam up to the stage.
I'm pretty sure that's a Cam answer. If you guys don't know, Cam's team, Search Actions, made a website.
Fantastic
amazing team.
people.
Yeah, amazing team, Cam.
Hey, Cam.
And a great website.
And he looks like Merlin from Kingsman. Very handsome, man. Very, very handsome.
Cam, I can't hear you. Can anyone?
Can't hear you, Cam. Uh-oh. Discord has its own audio settings.
Discord has it. I'm sorry. I mean, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Damn, if Bagger wasn't already whitelisted, that's a damn good question. I did not think of an intentional sabotage in a cyber attack.
I mean, so our website, if we're talking about the website security in general, while Cam is trying to get his voice out here, well, the thing with, we don't have any place on the website where your funds are stored. Our website is simply an API pull from a listing site. We just display your balance. If our website were to be attacked, you'd continue rebasing the treasury, the RFV, which we call here the reserve wallet, and the utility wallet. They'd all be fine. The marketing wallet would be fine. The NFT wallet would be fine. Really, the website is just a display.
Yeah, so worst case scenario, you'd have to come here and talk to us for a little bit.
I know the answer. Yeah, I know the answer to this question if Cam wants me to answer on his behalf. Because I spoke to Cam about this.
How about we come back to the question?
Sure.
Yeah, green light.
Ready? Yeah. So the way the site is hosted, I mean, there's we'll call it a master site just for simplicity's sake, where all the data is stored, and then that site is fed up to what we call a CDN, or so the company that we use is Cloudflare. So Cloudflare has multiple points of access points throughout the world where they have web servers. So if you happen to be in Vietnam and you hit the Cloudflare server closest to you, it pulls the data from the website, it loads it there, and you get the fastest possible response from the website. Now, if you try and do a DDoS attack or some kind of attack on that specific server, first of all, Cloudflare shuts you down pretty quickly because they have a very good DDoS protection. And secondly, there are other points of presence all over the world that you can hit. So it's very, very, very difficult the way that Search Actions has set up our site for any damage to happen. Cam,
amazing.
Is that a good answer? Did I do it right? Did I say it right?
He's either proud or very.
He's either proud or he's shouting.
He's shaking his head right now, going, "Oh, Sam,
yeah."
Screwed up.
At least he tried. It's okay. When Cam is able to speak, we'll give him a chance to fix what we did. Unless he wants to type in the chat, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
And maybe disconnect and reconnect.
Move on to the next question until Cam gets back.
Sure.
And so I think a lot of people.
Cam said yes in all caps. So we had
Nice, thanks. Awesome.
I think a lot of people are asking.
We should still hear from Cam. I think it's important. But okay.
Anyways, next question.
What do you intend to do to keep the project sustainable beyond drawing in more investors and a lower API than other rebase tokens?
I think we've
answered
this several times.
Several times.
Right.
Next.
Don't you think the 10% buy tax will have a buying pressure? And when does Kevu start bikini modeling?
That's from OKF, right? Who's that from?
That's Sada Savage.
Oh, okay.
Bikini modeling, not just yet, just because
he's busy.
The 10% buy tax will have buying pressure. Of course, it will have buying pressure. But that's the point of the tax. It goes back to all the wallets that help you get rebates every single 30 minutes. Next question.
Wait, Cam's here. Give me a second.
Cam?
Alright, can we try it?
Hey, there we go. So, Cam, what is your plan what is your plan of action in case of direct intentional sabotage, as in aggressive cyber attack on the Highpoint team?
Call the old man in the corner and see what.
Gary, call Gary.
Like you said, we've got Cloudflare protecting the site. So all traffic has to go through Cloudflare. They have like some of the best DDoS protection out there. I mean, I don't think anybody can do it better than them. So yeah, I mean, and if somebody gets into the site, there's nothing that they can really do anyway besides change the text and, make it
awesome, Cam.
Make it weird, right?
Just make the site look silly.
Put cat memes everywhere. It'd be great. So,
Yeah.
Maybe we welcome
that. For a second.
Yeah. What's up?
I kind of want to double down on, now that we're on the theme of security. Due to our amazing marketing team, I don't see the server's growth stopping anytime soon. This is great, but it also brings in a lot of malicious people who are going to prey on our community. You could turn off your DMs, incoming DMs from the server. I'll post a tutorial about it and put it in the announcements. I just also want to make another announcement that the Highpoint staff will never DM you personally. We will answer DMs if we deem it necessary, but we'll never reach out personally, and we will never post links in DMs that we want you to click on, so on and so forth. If we need to talk on an official basis, we'll make you open a ticket.
Yeah, it's always safer to open a ticket. I mean, I answer DMs when they're sent to me. I'll never reach out first. But like whenever somebody wants to talk to me, I say open a ticket or DM me. Because, we want you guys to know that a staff member will never DM you first. So if you receive one from someone claiming to be staff, report it in Scam Report.
Yeah. The last thing we want is our community to be preyed on, and we want to build knowledge.
Yeah, I know I clown quite a bit, and I joke around, but it's actually quite serious. We will never, ever tell you that we are the cartel. We'll never pretend we're help desk. No, I'm serious. We'll never, our Twitter won't DM you first as well. If you've ever won any of our giveaways, you have to message us. So we want you guys to know we will never do that. Please turn off all. If you don't know where the message is coming from, come directly into our server and message one of us or post it in general chat and ask us.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Next question, Christopher.
We got a couple of quick ones we can answer here.
Yeah, let's do the quick ones.
When moon?
When I'm a bikini model.
Soon come. Somebody says when moon, I say soon come.
Next question.
Do you guys plan to do a tier system for holders based on the amount of tokens that everyone holds?
No.
Sure.
Yeah. Everybody's equal.
How did you guys get together? Did you know each other IRL?
Dating site.
I know a lot of the public relations team in real life.
Dating site?
Kevin, I met on a dating site.
Right.
Picard is Kevin's ex-boyfriend.
Grinder is a great site.
It's a satire, by the way. No, Kevin was a community member, and I onboarded him to staff because he was really. We had our first invite event about, I think, 2 months ago, and he got 200 real invites. No clue how he did it, but he showed his dedication. I brought him onto the team, Picard's one of his friends in real life. Cam and the web team reached out to me directly, and Simon Fishface, he was just another member of the community that we trusted to build a Telegram staff team.
Yeah, a lot of us are community members. If you guys are curious, if you guys are active here, that's the easiest way to get onboarded onto a team. But we see that you're always here, you're always helping people. It makes a lot more sense to just have someone who's trustworthy and we've known from the start. A lot of us are community members. I hope you guys understand that. Next.
Sure. What improvements would you add in the future to this project?
We kind of covered that a lot. Right?
I guess a lot of protocols don't have an ecosystem, and the transparent. I don't know what we can improve, but I guess
nothing. We're perfect. Moving on.
Doxing Dever owner in recent times are a potential risk for them and family. Instead, are you planning to expose Twitter and voice AMA? Well, we did.
We did, yeah.
We did, yeah.
And my face, and KYC with Sam. KYC with Obsidian Council with Sam, so anyways, keep going. Oh, and audit, and multisig, but keep going.
Was that for that question done?
I mean, we can go on, right?
Yeah, that was that question done. There's a lot here I'm seeing that are the same.
Yeah, we answer. It's because all of our answers are pretty. They all link together, to be honest.
A wide range of questions.
So we'll do this for another 8 minutes and then stop at it's 9 o'clock for us.
I'm seeing a couple here that I could use. Is there a cap?
Isn't Gyro's voice buttery smooth, everyone?
Yeah,
in the chat.
He's going to be a voice actor for our YouTube
talker.
Is there a capital that the team will get salary from so people working for the project won't lose motivation and take this more seriously?
Wait. What? You guys want us to take money from the protocol?
Do they know we've been working 2 months for free? Do they know that? Do they know that we could launch in like August if we wanted because there's no pay and there's therefore no deadline for us?
Okay. We're launching it in the next week, guys.
Kevin, do they know that we've been working 5 hours of sleep every single day, 2 months for free?
To answer that question quickly, because we're kind of running through them. Yes, so the utility wallet is made to cover all expenses. That's maintenance, that's marketing, and that's staff wages. So the utility wallet will be part of the staff wages. Yes.
Right. I see a very good question in general chat actually. Kalua, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's asking if there's a way to verify the wallet connection 100%.
We can post the wallet list if you guys want. It won't have any usernames, but you can control F your name. We can post the current wallet list if you guys want to make sure that your wallet's been confirmed.
Yeah, we can make a little spreadsheet.
Because on the payment side, it actually saves the Discord name beside it. So
right. So we won't post your Discord name, but we'll post your wallet.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever wanted make a confirmed wallet role, but that would be a lot of.
It would be too late now. We've got 500 people.
Oh, yeah.
500 already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, Chris, next question. Sorry, Sai. What was that?
I was gonna say we're gonna post a spreadsheet. You could control F it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Next. Take your time.
Same.
The one that I posted is a really good question. If you go all the way to the
bottom.
Yeah.
Fixed.
Okay. All of these auto-staking protocols are actually just supplying the rebase rewards using reflections from buy and sell volume, meaning if volume grinds to halt, they will pay out from RFV Treasury Fund until it's depleted, at which point the project would die. This isn't really staking. Why are all of these protocols advertising them this way? Any thoughts on distinguishing Highpoint from this common marketing method?
Well, to start that off, actually, these projects recycling, and I agree with you 100%, that's one of the things Highpoint wanted to change in the auto-staking world. So, yeah, you're buying a token, and then other people buy the token, funding this wallet. This wallet funds the liquidity pool, and then when you want to sell, you sell and you take money from the liquidity pool, and it's kind of just a cycle of recycled taxes. So if the volume stops, there's no more money coming in, and that's the problem. So Highpoint is actually planning to reinvest our treasury, which a lot of protocols don't. We've said it multiple times so far, and yeah, I think that'll make us a lot different because our 40,000 is paying you out a lot less, and our treasury investments will be bringing in a lot more than just the buy and sell taxes. We don't want to be based on buy and sell and trade volume alone. We want to be able to survive even if trade volume slows down. Next question.
I'm just gonna go in general now because there's a lot of active people asking. But you guys like Discord better than Telegram?
Love. Next.
Yeah.
Sorry, fish face.
We love you, fish face. We love you.
Love you, Telegram.
Telegram is filled with so many more bots, and it drives me insane.
Where's Joao?
Will the website have KYC and audit day of launch?
We already did. So
I mean, we could. Yeah, well, I mean, we could talk to Cam about adding a section on the site for our security measures that we've added in so far. I don't see. Shouldn't be hard to add another page, but yeah, I'll talk to our web team about it.
Papa Big Mac, I'm just going to confirm that Gyro is the cutest team member. Kev's a close second.
Damn, close second. All right, next.
They're telling lies. I'm actually the top dog over there on the cutest.
I mean, if you guys would like, we could go over the buy and sell fees and where they're going. So I see a couple people asking about that.
Right.
That would be good to outline.
Yeah, whoever wants to go through that.
You can take this one?
Go for it.
Go for it.
So the on buying, we have a 10% fee there. 3% is going to go to the token liquidity. Another 3 goes to the treasury wallet. 2 goes to the rebase. And another 2% goes to the utility. The reserve wallet.
Yeah, aka, yeah.
AKA, yeah. And then on selling, there's a 20%, with 7% going to the treasury, 5% going to the utility, 5% going to the liquidity of HPT, and then 3 going to the reserve.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
That's it. Yeah.
The only difference would be right at the beginning, during right at the end of pre-sale. The selling fees, instead of 7%, it will be 35% going towards HPT liquidity.
Yeah.
There's also another question that just popped up. The crypto pimp. Also, what is your in real life skill set? What did you do before this? How long have you actually been in the space / part of DeFi? How does what you do help this project? Same for the team. Do they have actual experience? And how long do you have your multi-sig agreement for? Just until public sale, or is it permanent?
Multi-sig, right off the bat, I'll say permanent. That's not going anywhere. Our treasury, the biggest source of our funds, will stay as a multi-sig wallet. No sole person will have the ability to make a decision on it. So that I'll say right off the bat. As for experience, I mean, we have people ranging in different experience across our team. Me, I've been investing personally in crypto for about 2 years now. Started in Web3 and the more complicated stuff last summer. And yeah, I really got into it during the DAO apocalypse, as I've heard around a few times. And that's when I really, I don't have much experience, but I think I've picked up very fast. I don't think the time, because crypto moves very fast, so I don't think the time of my experience calculates to the quality of it.
Listen, when you're doing 15 hours a day, I mean, 6 months is a lifetime. So can I ask a favor, guys? So JPF Coin rejoined here. He's part of our Telegram team. I don't know if Fishface and Crypto are going to join as well.
I actually spoke to Fishface. He said he can't speak right now, but he's listening along with everybody else.
Okay, cool. And I told JPF Coin, if you want to join real quick, because we're just closing up, if you want to just quickly say hi, introduce himself.
Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. Yeah, you guys are asking about the experience. By the way, my name is João. I'm a Portuguese guy. Not much to hide. As they said, I'm a community guy that started to do something and to help the project. Nobody's being paid here. It's by our own time. Of experience, I'm a 13-year guy working on corporate world, doing PM, business development manager, community management for a technical audience. And so, well, some experience on the background there.
Cool. Awesome.
Very valuable to have on the team.
And right before we leave, I want to highlight one community member that I've seen the entire AMA translating and kind of explaining what we're saying to people who can't join right now. I see Crip Tori in Highpoint chat right now. He's doing a great job talking about it, explaining, bringing his opinions and talking. I want to give him a whitelist.
Perfect.
Agreed. Do it. And before we go, we have to address the elephant in the room. Resale AVAX limit.
Oh God! Can I get off the call first?
Absolutely. So I think we're gonna stick with 10. Thinking about it, and that's not based on community opinion. I think they've explained their opinion, and they've swayed me. And I think 10 AVAX we will launch very healthy, and it'll give a lot of people the option to max out without feeling like they've been passed. So that's what we're gonna go with. And if anyone on the staff team disagrees with me, because this was a spur of the moment decision, they can voice their opinion.
I also just wanted to add, after we hit $1 million worth of sales, we will release Kevu's swimsuit model calendar.
Oh my God!
That
sounds like blackmail.
For pre-sale, guys. We're on a topic right now.
That's
if anybody disagrees on the staff team, they can voice that. But I think the 10 AVAX is a solid number. And
that sounds to me like if anybody disagrees, they can suck it. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that is absolutely what I'm saying.
Yeah, and this is from the people to the people, and this allows everyone to participate.
Yeah, you want to buy more? You buy enough public ones.
I just wanted to make something clear that it does not come from team greed. Somebody said that earlier, that asking if people want to raise the cap was team greed, and no, increasing the minimum amount would be team greed, but the maximum amount, I think it's more of trying to experiment with the potential of our launch. But I do agree that buy pressure is important, and we're going to stick with 10. Cool. Other than that, thank you everyone for showing up. Well, somebody asked how often we're going to be hosting these. I think once a month. Once a month is a good thing to go off of. Even if there's nothing to talk about, we'll just go off of updates. How many holders we've grown, market cap increase, just basic stuff. Have a chill little time. People can come on and talk. So yeah, once a month.
We are planning more AMAs with other groups, so I will release the names of that when Card and I can set up those specific dates within the team. But we are planning for more AMAs, just so you guys know.
Yep, great, awesome. So thank you all for showing up, and hope to see you again. Hope you to see you in the community for a long time.
Yeah, we love you guys.
We love you.
General
question that's coming up a lot. Liquidity is being locked for 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Pre-sale liquidity, 3 years.
100.
I suggested 100. I thought that was ridiculous. But yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you all for coming.
Thank
you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Love you all.
Bye bye.
Mwah.
Hang out. Mwah.